Everybody, time for the digital marketing news this week. Let's dive into it. A lot of stuff happened this week. The first thing is something I'm just going to report on, not really try to make a statement on or anything like that, but I think it's important because you might have seen a lot of different people who posted black squares on their social media. So what this was Blackout Tuesday, which was a social media movement to raise awareness for systematic oppression against the African American community around the police and what they've been having to deal with, which is incredibly unfortunate and incredibly terrible on so many different levels. And so we saw that society, very much overarching in a lot of different ways, people from all different types of areas of life and walks of life came together to post these black squares, which raised awareness and created quite a statement online. At the same time, there was a little bit of controversy around it, and in particular, some people were also posting to the Black Lives Matter hashtag, another obviously extremely important one in the current age. And what happened is the black squares ended up drowning out a lot of the messaging that was happening there, and that messaging was super, super important. And so people did not like that. Also, we saw a lot of companies jump in and get involved, which was interesting. I feel like a lot of companies felt the need to comment, and a lot of them did. In particular, we saw Disney. Disney did a post on Instagram that it said all the right stuff and all that, but they got a lot of backfire against that. And what I think we saw was that a lot of people around this movement and interested in this movement, they really wanted to see not just a square, not just a statement, although I think that was appreciated on some level. They wanted to see more. They want to see more action, more commitment, more ways to help encourage reform, any type of donation, things like that. Just something a little bit more significant, which I totally understand. So that was a big thing, and I think a lot of people right now are looking at that, and I would not be correct in reporting on important things going on if I didn't cover that. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit, and if you want to read our statement on all that, it's on our social media, but let's shift gears a little bit. We're doing a donation as well, but so let's go to the next thing. So next thing is YouTube is rolling out new features for merchants. So completely different topic. We're just getting into general digital marketing news. So good news, if you're selling products via YouTube, for starters, YouTube now gives you access to monthly performance reports. And actually, I was just in YouTube a minute ago. There's so many new reports in there that are just amazing. So take a look. But these new performance reports combine various data. So you can access the report via YouTube Studio in the channel overview section. And there's a bar showing 13 months of data, and it's going to give you your performance data month by month for the merchant area of YouTube. And it's also going to display an alert for each sale during a live stream for the first time. So they'll see messages like that. And we're seeing non-advertising revenue for video publishers going up significantly in YouTube right now. Next thing, Google updates featured snippets. So now inside of Google, if you do a search and you click on something, it's going to just take you right to that part of the page. So there's a huge change there. And we've been seeing this happening for a little while. I've seen it happen to a couple of our articles. I think it's great. I think mobile users are really going to appreciate it. People in general are going to appreciate it. I'll give you an example. So right now, I do these weekly recaps. There's about 15 stories in here. So say if you Google YouTube rolls out new merchant features, now you might do a search and then click on a result, and it takes you right to this portion of the page instead of just to the top of the article. You're like, I have no idea where the heck that section is. So Google making it easier for everybody, which is something they consistently strive to do. Always trying to make the search results better, Google. Great job. Next thing, this is kind of crazy. So Sem Rush, basically, let me call it like I see it. They started just selling links through Sem Rush. And they said they opened up this, they're trying to go a little bit more service-based, I guess. They're looking at it as a way that they can just sell to their existing customers and whatnot. So they started selling guest posts. So they made this area where, hey, we're selling guest posts, and for a couple $100, we'll get you a guest post on this site, and it's going to have a natural, powerful link. But you can't really just do that, And so Google called them out, and they got in trouble for it. And they said that you should anything that is advertised, paid for needs to be marked no follow or rel sponsored. So if you write something, you pay somebody to post it on their site, that needs to be marked sponsored, and that needs to be no followed. If you do that, it's totally fine. And what they did is they started selling links basically, and selling the ability to get on other sites. And we don't know all the subtleties of how all those relationships were set up. And I'm sure they tried to have some checks and balances there, but overall it wasn't a very smart move for them, and they got a ton of backlash. Next thing, LinkedIn. This is big. LinkedIn has introduced remarketing for video and lead ads, okay? So what does that mean? So if I run this video on LinkedIn, right, and I see if you watch 25% of it or 50% of it, I can set that as a benchmark, and then I can send you retargeting through that, which actually might be a great strategy for us, right? So if I see you watch 50% of this video, I'm going to hit you with 10 other ads about why you should become a customer. So think about that. You can do that same strategy for yourself. Also, if you've gone to a landing page that we have on LinkedIn, we can set up remarketing off of that. This is really common on Facebook. It's a way that Facebook has been able to significantly improve the ads ability. I mean, when you nurture people, they convert more, and that's the bottom line. Next thing, Google tests showing web pages in YouTube search results. So somebody was doing some searches inside of YouTube, and they saw some Google web pages, and that's the first time that's happened. More on that story as it develops. And then Twitter lets you schedule tweets. So this is kind of a big blow to a lot of people. So there's all these scheduling tools out there. There's Buffer, there's Hootsuite, there's Payorka, whatever. And what's happening is the platforms are creating scheduling abilities within their own platform, which they should, right? And they seem to kind of prefer those, actually. I'd love to use one scheduling platform. And sometimes we do. And for certain sites, it's totally fine. So don't take it as I'm saying you shouldn't use a scheduling thing. You should. But anyway, so Twitter comes out with the ability to schedule your own tweets. So you can do that now through the platform. And some people are going to be hurt by that very slowly, I would think. Probably not right away. Next thing, Google Top Stories, which is the top story that shows up on mobile. It'd be like a little kind of sometimes an animation or sometimes just a highlight, right, within the mobile search results on Google. You used to have to create these pages out of AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages Project, but now you don't have to create it out of AMP. What's happening now in the news story is that Google announced the change recently that now Google will not only show AMP pages, and they will show whatever page that they want. So it doesn't have to be just an AMP page to show up in top stories. That's what you need to know. Next thing, almost 2/3 of online publishers saw lower CPMs in May. So actually, a couple things around that. So basically, what I'm saying is that publishers were making less money. They were getting a lower cost per mil, cost per 1,000 impressions. So before they might have gotten $25 because of supply and demand. It dropped down to $6, for example. And they're saying that a lot of that is just due to brands pulling back on advertising. But quick note, if this is Friday right now when I'm doing this, and there was a really great jobs report that went out today showing that the economy is coming back a little bit in the US, which is amazing. Next thing, Google says they don't give preference to old domains, so old domains don't get a ranking boost. But that's not really true because old domains have a lot of history, and if it has a positive history, then you would get a ranking boost from that. Positive history being like a lot of links or web pages that used to exist there that Google favored. Next thing, Pinterest adds the shop tab to the Lenz results. So Lenz visual search results in Pinterest now include a shop tab, and this makes it easier for users to find items that they can purchase. And so go ahead and check that out. Pinterest making a lot of new updates. So if you just click the camera in the search bar, snap or upload a photo and see the shop tab with a feed or shoppable pin based in stock products that they've identified will be in that image. So something for you to check out there. And then the last thing is Bing has updated their backlink research tool. So Bing now lets you see all your links, all your competitors' links, which is crazy. Who would have thought that they would have done that all of a sudden out of nowhere? And it allows you to see how you're stacking up against them. It's almost like they integrated Yahoo Explorer. Here's my news. I got a few seconds. Bing, check out the backlink tool. Check out the new Pinterest. Try scheduling a tweet. Take advantage of LinkedIn retargeting options. And check out the new reports on YouTube. Have a great day. See you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. I love hearing from you. Bye.